Welcome to the Place of Power Hour, where your host is Pastor Alfonso Smith and Pastor Felicia Smith. Place of Power is a community services outreach program from First Church of Deliverance and Recovery, which is located in Indianapolis, Indiana.
We will be talking about actualities of addiction and the realities of recovery.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Place of Power Hour. We want to thank you for tuning in on today. As most of you know, this is our very first broadcast. I am going to tell you this is my first time doing this, so I am a bit nervous, so bear with me as we press on. My name is Alfonso Smith, and this is my beautiful wife,
Felicia Smith.
and we are pastors at First Church of Deliverance and Recovery, and Place of Power is our main outreach. And at Place of Power, we deal with people who are dealing with substance abuse issues as well as reentry coming from incarceration. Deliverance and recovery, let me just speak to that just briefly. Deliverance means to be brought from one place to another place, just like a piece of mail. Now, whether that's from a bad place to a good place or from a good place to an even better place. And recovery means to reinstate that which has been lost or stolen. So that's deliverance and recovery. Now, in addictions, there are many things that we give up, many things that we lose, many things that we have forfeited and we've traded for the addiction. But when you are in recovery, you are able to get these things back. Similarly, in our very lives, we were born into sin, and Jesus, he came and gave his blood so that we can recover our rightful relationship and our rightful places with God. So it's the same thing, deliverance and recovery from that perspective, as well as once we get into addictions. Now, one more thing, I'm going to have my wife to read the mission statement about Place of Power, but there's something that I want you to know also. Addictions is not only dealing with drugs and alcohol. Addictions can be dealing with food, sex, and many other things that we will be discussing throughout this broadcast. So right now we're going to have her to read the mission statement, and then we'll move on from there.
Place of Power Community Services is committed to helping recovering addicts and those with felonies with free services to help gain independence and stability while transitioning back into mainstream society by offering a spiritual foundation, housing, curriculum, life managing skills, and training. Place of Power will make sure that the participants of the program knows exactly how, when, where, and what to do in order to be successful. Practically, the only way a person can fail is through lack of willingness. So Place of Power staff and volunteers are accountable for leading by example, motivating positive results, and inspecting what we expect. Well, in 2006, we saw a great need in the central Indianapolis area of the lack of women housing those who are dealing with substance abuse issues. And so with that, we decided to take my best friend's home that she bought and turn that into a recovery house. And we did that for about a year and a half. And then we backed away for a little bit, and then that's when Place of Power was birthed in 2008.
And I'd like to also add in there, here on the Place of Power Hour, as far as in our church as well, we are very transparent. We are not churchy. We are not.
Very
we're
sincere.
not. We are sincere. We're not here to front. We're not here to act like we're better than or more than what we are. We are what we are by the grace of God. But during the time when she and her friend opened up Divine Destiny, I was dealing with substance abuse issues myself. I ended up going to the drug court through the drug program, And so anyway, the divine destiny was opened at that time that I was dealing with substance abuse issues, and she was learning about the attitudes and the tendencies of someone who's using, attitudes and tendencies of an addict, an addicted person. And she learned, she had one of the best teachers, which was myself, in my active addiction. And I'm pretty sure down the road that we'll discuss some of those other things that she went through. And we'll also be trying to inform the community, families, etc. That's one of the aims of the Place of Power Hour, is to inform, is to give you knowledge, to educate you on all different aspects of the actualities of addiction, as well as the realities of recovery. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first guest, because we can glean a lot from his experiences and his knowledge as well. And right after these messages, we'll have him out here. Welcome back to the Place of Power Hour. And now we have here Brother Jerry McKellar, and he is one of our success stories. He is also one of the people, one of the clients, and he was also an employee of Place of Power. We want to utilize him and his experience and his knowledge and the things that he has been through to help us to explain and help you understand some of the ways of people who are dealing with addictions. He'll explain some of the things he's went through. He was with us starting the second year, 2009. He was with us. We started in 2008. He was with us in 2009 as a client. And as he grew, he became a house manager. And then we encourage people to grow and to go on further in life. And he went on and he became, he still works at the same job that he's had for, how long have you been there?
It's 2011.
2011, so that's 8 years he's been on his job. He's a supervisor,
Yes.
and he is over, how many locations are you over now?
3 different locations.
3 different locations now. So that is, an applaud to him. People, I wanted to say this. People always ask me, they say, how you doing? When they haven't seen me in a while, they say, how you doing, Pastor? I say, all right, we're still doing the same thing. Is Brother Jerry still there? That's what they say. Is Brother Jerry still there? Yep, everybody knows Brother Jerry. So, and he celebrated last Friday 10 years of sobriety. Yes. 10 years. So we just thank God for him. And he has played a substantial role in Place of Power in the lives of some of the clients that have come and gone throughout the years. And he's been a positive influence on a lot of them. So we're going to have him to come in his home way here and give you a brief history of his experiences.
Well, thank you, Pastor, Sister Felicia.
Quite welcome.
First of all, I would like to say it's an honor to be here, and I want to thank you guys for accepting me here. And I just want to tell you, that to be in the situation that I'm in now, and tell you guys how you really changed my life. Things are going real good for me now, and I just want to say that in dealing with the addiction that I dealt with for so long, I didn't see no way out. And if I hadn't have come through Place of Power, I probably wouldn't even be existing today. And that is so true because the addiction had taken over my body so bad I didn't realize how it had affected me in so many different ways. It had affected me physically, mentally, financially. I mean, I was just, and spiritually, I was broken, and could have counted me out. But a lot of people didn't think that I would make it. But through time and patience, you know, my life has changed, and it will never be the same because the things that you did for me, the tools that you gave me was tools to life. The things that you guys did is not normal for a person to go through in treatment. You know, I had already been to several different treatment centers, and those programs did not work for me. They just didn't work. And the people that ran those programs was not patient as you guys was. You were really patient with me.
Let me ask you this. What was the turning point where you said, I'm going to make it this time?
Well, first of all, when I came into the program, you had a program where you had the ability to go to church, and I hadn't been to church in years. I hadn't even thought about it, and just going to church, the opportunity for me to go to church on Sunday, it really didn't seem real at first, and a lot of times I was sitting up in there and didn't really, I didn't feel anything. But, you know, I kept going, and then one day something just happened. You know, it was like, it was a feeling that came upon me. I could tell you what the feeling is now, but at the time I didn't know what it was.
What was it?
It was the Holy Ghost.
Hallelujah.
It's the Holy Ghost.
That's right.
Thank God that it happened, and because it hadn't left, it still hasn't left. You know, my life has never been the same since. But
let me ask you this. Okay, before you discovered the Holy Spirit, did you have an occasion where you relapsed before getting back up and getting on track?
Well, of course, you know, when I come into the program, a lot of people think that just because you're in a program, that everything is going to be all right, and that you'll probably never go back out and get high again. But after about my first 90 days, I had, to be totally honest, my first 90 days, I had went out maybe 2 or 3 times and got away with it. I was sneaking, getting high. And like most addicts like me did, and then one time it caught up with me where I can no longer hide it. Now everybody's gonna see it, and it affected me tremendously. Yes, I did. I did relapse, but I can recall the last time I did relapse is when I had my spiritual awakening. See, I was being given the things to make it through life, but when
tools.
the tools to make it through life, but the relapse that I had was so devastating because at the time when I was put out front where everybody could actually see it, then it hurt me so much that, but it was a growing experience because, like I said, it was a spiritual awakening. What had happened is I was put out there, and then once it became put out front, then I had to go through
Process.
through a process of speaking with Sister Felicia.
What did she tell you?
Well, Sister Felicia,
She called
when
she
she
called
told me
into the
come,
office.
she said come up to the office. She
Okay.
wanted to talk to me. And when I was already there when she pulled up and got out the car. And before we even went into the church, the first thing she said to me, she said, "Do you want to stop getting high?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah." She said, "Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't want to stop, don't even waste my time." She said, "If you don't want to stop, just go on and keep on doing what you're doing." And she said, "But if you want to stop, I'm here for you." And she said, as a matter of fact, come on to my office. She said, and as of today, I'm going to be the person that gives you things like a peer-to-peer type guy.
Peer-to-peer
Yeah,
coaching.
Yeah, she's going to coach me and pretty much sponsor me at that time and took me up on her wing. And I can remember when I first came into her office, she said, "Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set some goals. And there ain't going to be no big goals. Set some goals where you can achieve."
Achievable goals.
Exactly. And that helped me so much in my life, though, because we set little goals. And as I met those little goals, then became bigger goals.
So you ended up in culinary school in college.
Yes. She asked me some things I would like to do, and I love to cook.
And he is the bomb cook.
Yes,
He is the bomb. That's another thing the guys loved at the house.
Yeah. And so, she did help me get into school, culinary school, the Chef Academy. And behind that, what happened is it helped me so much with my professionalism, being around different people and different attitudes and people that are concentrating on their life, and being around people that's really, truly are positive people. And a lot of those people in there, I mean, I was one of the probably only few with a felony sitting there in the program. And that was one of the other things that really surprised me with this program, Place of Power, is that you guys were dealing with people with felonies like me, that people always turned me down. I mean, I had always been turned down. I always felt rejected until I met you guys. And you welcomed me in with open arms, and my family had given up on me. My friends, or people that I thought was my friends, didn't even want me around.
So going back to you working at Chef's Academy and being around, like you said, positive people, one of the things I stress in my profession now and talking to various patients and clients is, get a moderation of people, people who are dealing with addictions, but also get some friends that have some aspirations, some goals. At Chef's Academy, you were able to get around some structure help you build some structure in your life and see there is life after getting high. You know, one of the things that my husband expressed years ago, once he did get clean, like, now what am I going to do? You know, not knowing that, you know, we would be here today. But I just want to, you know, you set your goals and look at you now, and we're just so proud of you. So proud of you.
Well, thank you, Sis Felicia.
Pastor Alfonso here. Since 2016, more than 200,000 people have died due to drug overdoses. We wish that there was something that we could do about it, but a lot of times all we could do is sit back and feel helpless in someone else's seemingly hopeless situation. Well, now here's an opportunity for you to get into the fight against this nasty disease called addiction. And you can actually see where your money is going to. We're asking you to partner with us so that we may remain on the air by making a tax-deductible donation to Place of Power. We thank you in advance. And now, back to our program.
So it all comes into fruition. What she was saying was how you have to surround yourself not only with people that are dealing with addictions, but also with people who are just, how did you put it?
Well, that does have goals and aspirations, because, you know, when you first getting into recovery, that's not, you know, you're not thinking far ahead. Like we stated at the beginning, you was just in today.
Right.
They tell you to stay in today.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, meeting those who don't have substance abuse issues, getting a balance in life, period, even with friends and people that you are around. So that kind of helped in assisting your professionalism and your career, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And yes, because I add in also, because you are a supervisor, that even now you deal with various types of people who have various issues, attitudes, etc.
Exactly.
So you would be going to school and dealing with professional people.
Right.
Then you would come back to the place of power, to the house, and you're dealing with professional addicts.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Professional thieves.
Right.
Professional. So you were able to motivate them to be the best that they could be.
Right.
Not only motivating them, but walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly right.
Right. So how did that affect your desire to be even more successful?
Well,
To push harder.
Well, I wanted to be the type of person where, you know, even when ain't nobody around, I still want to be on my best behavior. And I was able to do that. And so the other guys that was around me was inspired also by me, because I picked up, like I said, I picked up tools that was very important, you know, and the manners and things, that the way you carry yourself. And so it was very important for me to carry myself in a way where people are watching me, especially the guys at home in the program, because when I went to school, when I would come home, like you said, I had to deal with these addicts. But while I'm at school, I'm dealing with professionalism. Well, when I came home, the guys in the house were impressed with, you know, the way I come in with my uniform on, and I could fix them stuff. And then the things I used to say, you know, the words that I used to use, everything just changed.
It was mostly
Yes, yes.
And as being a supervisor now for all these years, you were able to even hire some people who were dealing with substance abuse issues, right?
That's exactly right, Sister Felicia. See, because I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in if people had given up on me.
Well, also that is one of the things that Place of Power is known for is second chance. Sometimes third chances, sometimes fourth chances. I mean, we had city officials and parole and probation and people at the prisons and jails very uh, glad that we did give people second, third, and fourth and fifth chances.
Yes.
So you kind of adopted that same mentality because you've seen us give even the clients when you, as a house manager,
Right.
seen us give a person another chance after chance after chance because we know that relapses is a part of recovery. You're going to relapse, but if you really want the help, one of the things that we stated all the time, we are not going anywhere. When you're ready for the help, we will be there for you. Just like you said, I stated when you had your brief relapse. As long as you want to stay clean, we're here. But if you want to go and do that, and hopefully, because we've seen time and time again, unfortunately, through Place of Power, that people have died in the addiction. So, the reality is you do take that chance of relapse, jails, institutions, and death. But those who do make it out, that's another chance, an opportunity to be able to get back into mainstream society and then build a life for yourself. So, and that's what you have done and been a great example of the seeds that were planted from God through us.
Thank you.
Amen.
And just like my life changed, I just want to encourage anybody, if you're going through what I went through and you're ready to change your life, like I said, and you hit your bottom, give it a chance. You now have a chance. You're not under. You actually on top of the dirt. So
Right.
if you here to see this program, you might want to think twice and go ahead on and get real and come on aboard. There is people out here that really care, and we're some of the people that care. And that's all I've got.
All right. You had something else?
Well, I just want to say we're so proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are very, 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 very proud of you. And it just even blesses our soul to see someone come through the program and still alive to say thank you and thank you.